So welcome back to our lecture on cognitive distortion thinking. So we left on talking about the should. So I'll just start over again and reiterate because we got cut off a little bit. So the should statements. So these are the I should pick up after myself or more, or I should exercise more, or I should eat healthy more. So these are like appear as a list of ironclad rules about how every person should behave. So people who break the rules make a person following these should statements angry. So like we apply these should statements to other people around, and if those people don't follow or break them, they get angry. So they also feel guilty when they violate their own rules. So that's where the guilt is like, oh, I should exercise more. And it's like, I'm going to exercise every day this week. And the person only exercise once a day. So they, one day that week. So they feel guilty. So they're breaking their should statement rule. A person may often believe they are trying to motivate themselves with shoulds and shouldn'ts, as if they have to be punished before they can do anything. Shooting statements are also common distorted thinking when someone is feeling stressed as well. Your stress, so a person's stress could be coming from these should statement thinking as well. So, for example, I should exercise. I shouldn't be so lazy. Must and oughts are also offenders too. So if you have these like statements popping up in your head that have must, oughts, or shoulds or shouldn't, you're having should thinking. The emotional consequence is guilt. When a person directs should statements toward others, they often feel anger, frustration, and resentment. So emotional reasoning. So this distortion of emotional reasoning can be summed up by the statement. If I feel that way, it must be true. Meaning, like I'm feeling like this, so therefore this must be true. Whatever a person's feeling is believed to be true automatically and unconditionally. So if a person feels stupid and boring, then they must be stupid and boring. So these are like kind of those emotional like feelings, or these feelings that are going to be popping in our head, and it makes like our reasoning or behaviors. Emotions are extremely strong in people and can overrule our rational thoughts and reasoning. Emotional reasoning is when a person's emotions takes over our thinking entirely, blotting out all rationality and logic. So our kind of like we've heard like, oh, we think with our hearts, not of our minds. So like it's kind of like our emotions are taking over. So like when we're not and we're acting out. So but when we look back later, when we have our cooling off period, we realize that we should have probably handled that situation better. So we kind of start thinking rationally and logically about situations after. The person who engages in emotional reasoning assumes that their unhealthy emotions reflect the way things really are. So I feel it, therefore it must be true. So they like base their truths about their behavior and emotions on how they are feeling, if that makes sense. Number 12, the fallacy of change. Meaning, in the fallacy of change, a person expects that other people will change to suit them if they are just pressure or cajole them to enough. So meaning like this person tries to control how people act or behave. A person needs to change people because their hopes for success and happiness seems to depend entirely on them. This distortion is often found in thinking around relationships. So, for example, a girlfriend who tries to get her boyfriend to improve his appearance and manners, and this belief that this boyfriend is perfect in every other way and will make them happy if they only change these few minor things. So, like you kind of heard of people, it's like, oh, I could change this person. Like I could do it, and it's honestly, it's like you really can't change a person unless they want to that change. And even then, it's still difficult. So this mentality is kind of a superhero. Like they think, oh, I'm going to save the world. I'm going to go change them. I'm going to make their life better mentality. And they base their feelings and behaviors on that. All right, number 13 is global labeling.